the e-commerce channel where we're talking about e-commerce today. Check back tomorrow, see what we talk about. So one thing that is taking over is Mr. Beast, and what he's been promoting so far in the past couple days is Shopify. You'll see a lot of ads in your feed. Probably, if you haven't seen it already, you're going to see it literally everywhere. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. So with this collaboration, a lot of people probably want to get started, and they may come on the Shopify site. They might see that there's a free trial available. You get 3 months for $1. Realistically, if you don't have a plan, you're not going to make it. And it doesn't mean quit your job and do this full time. But there are ways to shortcut this if you have the cash, if you have the time, if you have the knowledge, if you have a little bit of all three, you're probably going to be successful. So I'm going to sort of do an outline for you of what I think you need to get started, sort of using this tool. So let's go with this. So let's say you want to sell, spelling to Ecommerce, right? And let's say you decide to do Shopify. And as far as cost go, this, not even worry about it because it said $1, 3 months. That's a pretty good deal, right? That's just the beginning of your cost, in my opinion. But to sell on Shopify, you need a couple things. You need a website. That's not just domain, but a website with layout and with optimization. Because you don't want to just list your things there. You want to have a smart layout. And with the website, you're going to have domain. And for that, in my opinion, you should do it based on a niche. And to find that niche, you need to do some product research. And doing that product research will get you, hopefully, a winning problem-solving product, right? Because we all want that one product or theme of products, which is going to get us to the next level. So as far as the layout, this is the website specifically. You're going to have to figure out a color scheme, which is not a big deal. Logo is not your biggest problem, but you could talk about branding here, and it sort of can bleed into color. That's fine. And then the different colors here itself. And then you want to have optimization of home page / product. These are the two things that matter. In my opinion, only the product page matters, but if you want to build a brand, your home page really matters too. So let me make this a little smaller here so everybody can get this. Okay. And then when it comes to the optimization, in my opinion, I'll do a different color. You have your landing page, not a different color. You have your landing page for the product, obviously. You have your buttons, you have your images, you have your banners, and then you have pricing, bundling, which could also be upsell, but I'll put that here. You have your cross sales, upsells, should we say sells here? Sells. And then you have, let me make this, oh, that was pretty. And then you have your landing page, buttons, images, banners, pricing, bundling, cross sells, upsells, which can also bleed into the add to cart. Then you have your post sales, which is not always emailed. It shows after checkout. I'll just keep it simple. We'll stick to this for now. And for your optimization, it's a lot more than just setting this up for the first time. You're doing CRO, and when you do CRO, which is conversion rate optimization, it's the number of add to carts that actually purchase. And maybe I'm going a little too fast. I don't know if this is considered a super beginner course at this point, but let's sort of go through the basics of checkout process. Cool. We'll keep this on the side here. So when you're running ads, specifically Facebook ads, I'll do a different color here. You want to have a setup where you can track everything, which we have a thing called a Facebook pixel. And this little thing tracks if a customer comes to your landing page. It's a lot of event tracking, they call it. Every action is like an event. So if there's a page view Facebook knows. So if you're clicking stuff and you're getting retargeted, they're tracking you. Add to cart. I'm sort of going out of order here. Add payment info. Once you put in your credit card details, they know if you're more likely to shop again because you did it once. And then we have, I'm a blank here. Page view, add to cart. Oh, initiate checkout. Sort of self-explanatory that you click the buy it now and you went to the checkout page. We have purchase, which is your best event. And you can optimize for this usually after 100 purchases. So the pixel could have a custom audience. And a custom audience is you take a bunch of your customers, could be 100 of your customers that checked out, and you put them in this little group and you run ads to it. Specifically, for customers that purchased, it'll find a lookalike audience, and a lookalike is exactly what it sounds like. It finds somebody who is very similar to that last customer who purchased a dollar amount in that niche, and in that, well, sometimes in that niche, but the dollar amount, the age group, the type of buying and spending habits. It's very good. And I'm forgetting a bunch more, but we'll sort of cover that later on. So we'll minimize this. And with the event tracking, it sees like if you have a video, if you have if you have a prospect or possible customer, that's basically what a prospect is, who viewed 25%, 50%, 75%, 100% of that video. They call those video viewers. You can do a lookalike audience based on that, of people who are bound to sit on their phone and actually watch these things. And yeah, this thing is very neat. You're going to hear a lot of people complaining that Facebook ads are dead, and that's because Apple has a privacy bonus for its users where it's like, hey, we don't want you to get tracked. Facebook only wants to track. So the previous store who was relying on this data of iOS customers who are shopping suddenly finds themselves not being able to track an iPhone customer who purchased. And it could be iPad. I've gotten sales from tablets too, and even Macs, right? So yeah, that's one thing. And there's ways around that. There's always tips and tricks around on how to do the proper tracking and, getting ahead of the game. All right. So that was the basics. So let's say you want to start your website. First thing you want to do is start your free trial, right? Put in your email. You put in your email and you get to the next stop. That's going to be info, probably business information. You don't need to have everything. You just need your name, your address. You can start as a sole proprietor, and if you need to, you'll set up your LLC or your corporation, S Corp, C Corp, whatever it may be. You can incorporate however you like. This is not legal advice, and take it from there. Once you have your dashboard, it'll probably ask you to sync any stores that you've created on. Could be Pinterest, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, and Facebook, Instagram is typically one. And I think Snapchat you can add in there too. And this is also a shortcut for your advertising. And because there's a lot of people who like to cheat the system or have workarounds, it's called circumventing the policy, and you typically get caught. Shopify incorporated a safety feature for customers of said platforms by actually making you sync the pixel and sync the stores. So if you do get shut down for advertising in an illegal manner that doesn't match their rules, or selling a product, never shipping it, don't ever do that. Or having too many disputes and you get kicked off and they become suspicious and you try to come back and use the same domain, the same everything. Well, they know that you're the same person. And because they have a record now, they're not going to give you permission. So that's your website, your domain, niche, product, winning problem. So the easiest way, I think, to figure out what is the niche, and a lot of people say find out what's your passion and whatnot. I think there's different ways of seeing this. You could either go about something you actually are passionate about. So for example, you like fishing, right? You might create like a tackle box website and, selling gear and whatnot if you like hunting, right? But the reality is a lot of the things that we're passionate about won't sell immediately because we have to understand the business first. So in my opinion, you're better off trying to mimic a formula that works. And that could be in any industry. Beauty industry, could be in even the food industry, like home kitchen appliance, whatever it may be, right? Some people go into the bigger tickets and they sell, refrigerators, they sell jacuzzis, they sell pizza ovens and whatnot. And then there's people who sell small gadgets for the kitchen counter, and some people who sell things that are not even electronics. It could be a new style of knife or a new cutting board, So those are lower price ticket items, but it's also very hard to sell if you don't know what you're doing. So one of the best ways to getting to, figuring out what you would get excited to sell is probably checking out Facebook ads, TikTok ads, Twitter ads, Snapchat ads as you're browsing to see like, hey, what are they personally targeting me with? What are some things that I've interacted with? Is it apparel? Is it shoes? Is it, sports, clothing, whatever it may be for sports? Another way is to pay for a service like PiPiAds. And this is a competitor researcher. It basically gives you a full scope of the advertising with the exception of accurate number of revenue and products sold. They'll give you what they probably sold, and you can do your, oh, hey, Nazarati, she's pretty cool too. You should check her out on YouTube. She has some really good content and she gives out some winning products that she likes, and there's a lot of business for everyone. So don't think that they're just giving out the products they don't like. Like a lot of things that they give out, they know others will not take action. So definitely check out her stuff. But in this case, this is specifically for TikTok. Supposedly it will give you a winning product, which these are pretty much products that have a lot of ad spend behind them. And you'll find some, like it says, trending products, and then it gives you some analysis of how much they're spending, how many days it's been on, how many views it's gotten, the country that they're advertising in. And one thing about TikTok is you're better off advertising in the country you're from for your targeting, especially for conversions, or else you might be wasting some money trying to get past it with VPNs and whatnot. And even like if you use the editing tools like voiceovers, they sound different in different regions. So it sounds weird in my opinion. So this is a paid service. I think the pricing is 150 something. Yeah, this is, if you want to get started, 77. But if you want to really get out there and start testing, we're going to spend more. In my opinion, you don't even need to start with this. You could do a free method, which is not even time consuming in my opinion, because you're most likely on social media anyway. What you have to do is interact with some ads. So that could be interacting with a Twitter ad, liking it, retweeting it, commenting on it, whatever it may be, actually following, hitting the shop now, checking out the pages. That's probably the best way. And you could assume that these are winning products based on the number of views, if it shows you, or different types of engagements that it has, like likes or retweets or comments. Because Twitter's in my head with Elon's takeover, I'm going to stick to Facebook for this video. And for Facebook, it's the same thing, especially with Instagram. As you're scrolling, if you're going through stories, if you're going through reels, you're going to see some advertisements. And the best advertisements don't look like advertisements, right? They look like something that is natural and you would want to engage with it, right? It doesn't look fake. But sometimes something catches your eye and you don't care how the presentation is. You want it. You got to buy it. That's an emotional impulse buy, and that's typically the type of sales you're going to see on these social media networks, especially on Instagram and Facebook. So let's assume that you find what you're looking for. You could look up that same ad that you saw. So let's say you saw a competitor selling, this is the worst part right now, I can't think of something. Let's say Gymshark. You see somebody selling gym apparel. So you can come here, you can type it in. They have different ones depending on the country. So we're doing United States right now, but for some reason, I'm assuming maybe the admin or something lives in the US too, because you see Germany and France here as well. We're going to stick to the US one. It has 2 million likes, 6 million followers on Instagram. And you can browse based on the month that it's running. So right now, January 30th, it's Monday. I'm looking at ads that were launched today at the top, and then as I scroll down, it's older. So this is running just for today. We don't know if this is successful, but you want to either go all the way down. So this is 2019. We don't want to go that far. And now we're back in 2023. So this is from 10 days ago. These are running for 10 days. And what you can do is either click on them and actually go to the ad and see how's the engagement there. Or you can just get an idea based on scrolling on, okay, if I see it more than once, it's probably working, right? This type of collaboration works. This is an influencer collaboration. Same thing here. And this one looks like not a collaboration. So it's like a motivational, had nothing to do with their products. I think they're taking the Nike route. Nike sells the athlete as opposed to the shoe or the shirt, right? They're selling the lifestyle of when you do have it. So this is basically saying wear our stuff and live a healthy life. So this is a new collection ad. This is the TikTok style video. And what you want to do is when you do come to their site, interesting, they have a Black Friday pinned post here. This is probably an ad that they pinned to run a post ID. Let's take a look at their landing page. Looks like it comes to their homepage, and they have a bunch of banners. They have some people do two tones, but this is one tone. It's matching the outfit with the background. Very simple settings for men, women, accessories, and a bunch of different sizes. They don't make you click to see the sizes or the price. It's right up there for you. And let's take a look at something for men. Shorts. Okay, well, that's not good. Gymshark, better fix that. All right, this one has a page that actually works, and they have this quick ad on top. Let's click it, and they have images showing just the product, different sizes. They have payment, checkout installments. You don't need this starting off. You could probably use ShopPay, which is free. They have a description. They have a return policy, and that's pretty much about it. They have some reviews here, and they have their cross sale, or you can call it an upsell. So they'll try to get you to also buy other styles for upsell. And then this is their cross sell, which is a hoodie. And when you add to cart, you notice you don't see a buy. You don't see a buy it now. You just see it at the cart. The 3XL, and I'm big today. And then they have a upsell in cart, and then it disappears. So you have to go find the cart again because I clicked away. So you go to checkout, and it's probably going to ask you for information. They have an easy express checkout. I recommend starting off with PayPal. If you don't have it, you can just set it up and get a payment later. You don't want to rely on this when you start scaling, because you will have, unfortunately, some issues if you have any delays in shipping or any high volume too early. And Google Pay, explanatory. I think some stores have Apple Pay, and that actually may come under ShopPay too. You put your information, shipping, and whatnot. So that was this ad. Let's say you want to do apparel, and you decided to do Gymshark. You would most likely have to create a strategy by yourself. You don't want to do it by yourself. I have a solution, but before I talk about that, let's talk about this. So the website. You're gonna go on Shopify. You're gonna set it up. You're going to choose a theme layout, and there's plenty of tutorials there, but almost any of them will work. But if you want to stick to one specifically for apparel in this example, you will probably see a store like that. The domain, you want to probably call it something that makes sense. So maybe have the word apparel in your domain, or maybe have something that is a clothing company name. If you want to put like your last name and that, I don't recommend putting personal details, but you could do that. It's not a problem with that. And then your niche, we selected it. Product research. I think the biggest company right now when it comes to fast fashion for Shopify is Fashion Nova. So you could definitely get ideas here for how you would want to get it set up. They have an urgency timer here. They have a lot of urgency text like FOMO, don't miss out, hurry. They have 70% off, which is a crazy clearance price, right? And they have I'm just going to go back to men here. So for men, they have a 1-day shipping, which is very hard to compete, but we'll talk about sourcing later. And they have different designs depending on what you're looking for. I think they probably do have some stuff for athletics, which would be a great idea here. I think it's at 590 items, right? So if you want to get ideas for the type of description, just keeping it consistent. We saw Gymshark, this just has a different logo. Price is a lot lower. They do have that payment process. They have that afterpay, and they have discounts. Final sale probably means no returns. Different sizes. They have their urgency here, hurry, selling out fast. They have that shipping guarantee. They're telling you free shipping, random zip code, and reviews here, right? This is not too hard to replicate, but the biggest time would be finding the type of apparel you want to sell, making sure it's true to size, maybe putting in a size chart or picture of one if you don't have the app installed, and pricing, shipping, all that good stuff. So then we talked about niche, we talked about some product research, and then the winning problem solving. So athletic apparel, for some people, it's very easy to sell. If they pair it with an influencer, micro-influencer, make it look good as a model yourself on TikTok or your own ads, whatever it may be, right? It doesn't mean you're going to get sales, so keep that in mind. As far as the store, For the layout, color, branding, you could, for the first time, if it's simple, black and white, there's nothing wrong with that. Your logo can even be black and white of your name. And for, let's see, optimization of homepage product, that's pretty much what we were doing here. I want to see what are the words that they're using, what are the urgency styles that they're using, what are the tools, is there a countdown, is there a upsell button, is there, is there a buy it now, add to cart, is there upsell that you see? These are cross sales here, but is there anything else that they're pairing? Is there subscription? So you want to basically become an expert on this page, this product page, not the home page. Home page is okay. Some people run traffic to them, but if you want conversions or fast conversions, especially when starting out, you want to probably stick to one, and you want to make it very specific. Have a huge catalog, which I really doubt you will in the beginning. Like I said, that one was 590 items. Then yeah, you want to go through collection, you want to have a sorting method and whatnot, but in this case, you don't need to worry about that. And then for the landing page, we went over a lot of this stuff. The pricing, Fashion Nova was lower price may mean worse quality, or it may be the best way to acquire your first customer, and then you can increase prices when things get better. Sales, upsells, we discussed that. And then post sales, I'd have to actually make a purchase for them to either show me a pop-up and say, hey, buy this too because you're a customer, get another 20% off, or get this for $10. Some irresistible offer that's too good to turn down. It's essentially what your post sales should be. Post sales are also great because they just purchased with you. They have your trust, and of course they have your credit card, so it's usually a click away. So we talked about Facebook ads library of looking up a competitor, and usually, like I said, you're going to be scrolling Facebook and you're going to find a couple ads that you liked, and you want to type in that page name here, and then you want to keep going. Another idea is like Fabletics. Fabletics also sells athletic clothing, right? They're taking over in some retail stores. Regional ads. Okay, well, this should be America, US. So in this case, if you look at this is their ad copy. New VIP members can buy one, get one free. They emphasize on free. Quick, we're talking about the convenience here. And the urgency. We can barely keep them in stock. That's not true, but, play along with it. And then they have an image ad. Image ads are slept on, especially with products that are easy to explain. So clothing, like everyone knows what a shirt is. Everyone knows what a jacket is. Everyone knows what shoes are, right? So in this case, it's a quick ad, large text, all shorts, $24. They bolded it. Buy one, get one free. Your eye is going to come look at these colors. It's going to look at the bold, and then it's going to read the rest. And probably the last thing you're going to see is this logo here, right? That's how they get your attention. Or you might scan up, down, up, and then they rewrote their headline here. BOGO sale alert, and when you click it, probably going to go to a specific landing page. It's not going to go style that blah blah blah. So they have this, which is also their tracking code, and then they're going to push you to become a VIP member, right? That's the way you take advantage, because if you don't, 2 for 24 is not happening. If you don't become VIP, it's probably going to be like what, $50, $60, whatever it may be. Let's just do 2 shirts, 15. Oh, you're going to have to put in information. You can do it on your own. But like this would be an example of how do they structure ads? How do they sell apparel, right? You have to keep thinking, what words are they using? Are they all doing videos? No. They have one video here, and they have an influencer, Kevin Hart. They also have picture ads, black background, white background, right? They're trying different things. And notice they're not showing a model every time. Sometimes they're just showing the self-explanatory product. And you can go deeper into this. They have emojis here. I know Facebook doesn't like that, but who knows? It's a big account. They can get away with it. Facebook doesn't like a lot of words like you or your and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So they've become a little bit more lenient, I feel, because of they lost billions from the ads. People are switching over to TikTok and whatnot. But yeah, once you know the rules, you can break the rules and hope you don't get caught. Like having a emoji down here or using some of the words free and won't last is clearly it's fake, right? So if they said something like ends January 31st, would be a lot different than won't last. Deal won't last. So where were we? We talked about some Facebook ads. Let's skip ahead and let's talk about after you find the product that you want. And so let's just say athletic apparel, I suppose, right? Apparel. I spelled that right. I myself. Have your men's, have your women's, right? I don't think you're gonna worry about kids at this point. May have some sports that you want to do it over, but keep it simple. You have running, right? And then just quickly, top of my head, yoga. Men do yoga too, but you have your yoga stuff. You might also have running here. You might have soccer, you might have golf, whatever it may be, right? You don't need to have this much expansion. You could just do men's running, you could do women's yoga, whatever it may be. And women obviously play soccer and golf too. Just judge me, people. So you have that narrowed down, and now is your turn to find and run some numbers. Can I sell this? Will it be profitable? How soon will I get it? Who will sell it to me? AliExpress is a great place to get started. Alibaba is probably a better place when you have some real demand, because you can buy in bulk here. Let's just say women's yoga pants, and so $7 minimum, 2 pieces. It's not bad. This is 200 sets, right? So 1650 times 200. And you have shipping as well, and then you have to wait, and they don't always ship, next day air. You have to pay for that extra. Sometimes they do, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 8 weeks. This is from the United States, apparently. So maybe you'll get this much faster, right? And then they have different ones, like this one fits phones. I know a lot of people complain that their pants don't fit keys. And if they do, it's like, really expensive, and you have a zipper on the inside or something like that. One credit card. This one has phones, right? So you want to be a little bit different. At the same time, you can scroll endlessly. There's so many designs, there's so many colors, so you want to keep your product selection pretty limited. You want to keep your prices. You don't want to keep them all static. You don't want to get this item, and I'm just going to go back to women's yoga pants. And I'm not even going into the whole research method here. I'm just being very specific for the sake of time. Let's say we like the one with the phone in it. I have no clue why the dollar amount was showed up like that in the previous page, but the sizing, you want to make sure the sizing makes sense. This may be large in Asia, may not be large for United States. The United States, you might need to get XXL or just the XL to get the same large, right? You can use the same video. In this case, it's just images that they did a slideshow. You can use that. They're sort of trying to help you make the sale, right? So they give you some images of the product in use, mannequins, product in action, flexibility, design, and you could use all these images or just the colors that you like to sell. So if you don't like red, sell gray, whatever it may be, right? So you can resell all these. And as far as the name, please do not name your product high waist legging pockets fitness bottom running sweatpants. If you did want to stick to this, you can call it, I don't know, I'm just making up stuff here, but ultimate flex, or we'll just call it comfy flex yoga pants. Very specific, right? This also helps with SEO, but you're not going to get Google results on your first day on Shopify. I mean, you might get some direct, but it's not even for SEO. It's just so your customer understands what is it that they're getting, in case you were not able to convey it on your landing page. So we selected our product. This is has about 1,000 orders. Good, very good. This could be fake reviews, who knows, but so far it's good. Seems to be popular. And this has $2, but you have to see how long is it going to take to actually get it. So this is February 22nd. If you were to say get it in time for Valentine's Day, you would miss out here, right? So you're going to have to take a look at, okay, if I did want to get it by Valentine's Day to my customer, it's going to cost $40, right? So you'd have to probably sell that product maybe $70, because you have the cost of ads, and you're probably not going to sell on Facebook with a $10 cost per purchase. I'll get into all that too, but the shipping is going to be pretty expensive in this way. So the leniency you want to have is at least 3 weeks. So if you did sell anything, do not ever say next day from here. Do not say 1 week or 2 weeks. There's no guarantee that they'll even get it in 3 weeks. Customs, there's a lot of things that happen, right? So we mentioned the naming of it. We mentioned the shipping of it. The size chart, you want to make sure it's actual US spec, not Asia spec, and you want to maybe put the dimensions here. If you're selling in the US, do not put cm, convert it to inches, because we do not understand for some reason what centimeters means unless we go on our phone and Google it, right? Convert everything to inches. As far as colors, you do not need to have 10 SKUs with 6 sizes and 2 shipping options, and that's just too much going on, right? You're gonna have 60, actually more than that, different options. Because you have, let's just say 60 options. You don't want to deal with that. Pick 2 or 3 colors that you think would be popular. And if you don't know what's popular, look at your competitors in the ads library. What colors are they selling for women, right? You just go on their website and see what color are they selling. And it's probably very simple to figure out. You might find what's trending for 2023. You might see what's trending based on their past sales. There's a lot of things that you can understand by just doing some competitor research. It's not just about looking. You have to know what questions or what answers you're looking for. So you gotta have the question in mind. So these are the colors that come to mind. Black, can't go wrong with black. Hey, look, they literally have that product that we're talking about. I don't know if that was just in my head, but this means that you're selling something good. And if you saw their price, if you were a VIP member, you would get a really good price on it, right? So knowing that, let's say you're buying 2 yoga pants for the price of $24, and you wanted to do the same thing, well, you have the leeway here, because 2 would cost you $4. Shipping would be free. It would take 3 weeks though. So $4, 3 weeks, sell it for $24, you have $20 left over. If you spend $10 on advertising, which in the beginning is probably going to cost you a lot more to get that sale, you would have $10 technically profit. Let's just say $1 for processing fees and a couple dollars if you hire some staff. So you would break even on that first sale, right? Possibly. So where are we? So the landing page, image, banners, we go based on the competitors. Comfy Flex Yoga Pants, so you named it and we priced it, right? Price was $24. Copy your competitors, why not? All right, now comes the fun part, the advertising. When you want to do any type of advertising, and for this product, because it's self-explanatory, your description doesn't need to be like a full 2 paragraphs, 3 paragraphs. You could just do 1 paragraph. These Comfy Flex Yoga Pants enable you to work out. They're dry wicking. They have a protection pocket for your phone, scratch resistant while you work out. It's safe. You won't lose it. Nobody will steal it 'cause it's on you. So forth. And then keeps in the wash, it doesn't fall apart. There's a lot of things, and you can do research. You can ship it to your house, which is another thing. You could literally find that same product most likely on Amazon, and you can ship it to your house, and you can film it. You can take your own pictures if you'd like. There's a lot of ways to make your brand a little bit more visible. I think we've been talking for about 40 minutes, close to 30 minutes now. So I'll probably speed this up a little bit. So when you want to do your copywriting, this is pretty important. If you look at what your competitors said, they go straight to VIP members, so they're trying to show community, and this may mean there's an extra fee, this may mean there's perks. Their other one is very simple. It says best performance, best price. They probably had a winning video. I don't know what's going on there. They probably had a winning video and they kept it very simple, but this is probably an old ad. I'm not sure why they're still running it. They either have a really bad ads manager. Athletics, if you're watching, heck man, running holiday deals end of January, right? Maybe it's still working. Some people have pretty high sales right after Christmas, right? But you can copy this style. Very simple. It's literally using the word activewear. You could replace it with yoga pants. You could replace it with running pants, whatever, running shoes, whatever you want to sell in the athletic department, right? You can copy it, get inspired by it, reword it. You can change holiday sale, Valentine's Day sale. You can change it to spring or holidays coming up, whatever it may be, right? So you can get a lot of inspiration from other athletic stores. So I think there's one called Athleta, if I'm pronouncing it correct. Obviously there's Lululemon. And right now there's such a powerhouse that they don't even probably need to run any Facebook ads, but look, they do. And they have single image ads. I don't see any videos. People are sleeping on image ads. It's the best thing to run if you have a self-explanatory product. And mind you, there is no watermark in sight. There is no, you might see a logo here or there. I think I saw one. Yeah. You might have a logo here and there if you forget what ad you're seeing. But it's such a powerful brand that you're probably going to recognize this symbol here and obviously the lowercase name. So yeah, copywriting, you want to have a system where it's more active, not passive. Not like you can find them. It's like, no, find them, right? It's not saying you can keep the workouts coming, It's like, no, keep the workouts coming. So you want to definitely have the active voice there. And as far as the headline, they call this, it's talking exactly what it is, and they have a dimension here. So this, you just learned something that you could put in. So they're calling this high-rise leggings. It's above the waist, and they have 25 inches. So you see that you have a product here, which, hey, look, this is a high waist. So you just learned a different way to market your product. So you can call this the high waist Comfy Flex Yoga Pants, or if you just call it high waist. And if there's please convert these to do a large or a medium and convert it to inches and say, these are the length. If you do find another number on here, which I doubt, you could use that too, but this is $1 billion company, right? But you want to learn from their mistakes. If they're running ads from 10 days ago, it's still working. If they're running ads from 3 weeks ago, it's still working. If they're running something from months ago, They have a huge budget. Yeah, well, that's inactive. Okay, this one was a month and a week ago. It's still working, and this is supposed to be like the busiest time of year, right? Q4. So this is a testimonial. Looks like a collaboration. That's a big thing too. And look, it's a micro influencer. They only have 4,000. I mean, it's a lot of followers or likes. But yeah, there's little hacks here and there to get some likes on pages too. You could do a Facebook page like campaign, spend probably $30 to $50 for 1,000 likes. If you do it properly, probably would arrange that worldwide, and don't be too specific for interest. That's a little advanced. So copywriting, we just got that down. So we named the product, we named ad, the description for the ad. And you're gonna have your actual ad, your ad, image, video, and we sort of discussed that in here. Simple, everyone knows what it is. Just have one picture. You could literally take a picture from here, maybe this one, and your copywriting could have something that specifically to the phone in your pocket. So take your phone to your next workout with these high waist, whatever, comfy pants. Stay active and track your workout with your phone in your pocket. Whatever, I'm just making up stuff. So copywriting, add image, video. You want to have your URL. So when you do your landing page, which is a URL, if you look at Fabletics here, they did like a bit.ly, which I know a lot of people don't use anymore because, well, I remember before with bit.ly links, you could actually get a lot of data out of them, and I think they changed that. But so then you have, okay, this was the landing page. This one? No, it's this one. Came to collection, new this month, and then this is how they're tracking their performance. If they get a sale from here, they will know it came directly from this URL. So let's just click one. Pants again. Look, they're calling it high waist. This is an industry on the go power hole, and they put a little copyright by it. You could do that too, right? You could copyright things for really cheap if you want to. It's like $30, $40, plus the time to figure it out, right? Oh, look, non-member $75. So not only are you giving it for the same price as a member, but you're not forcing them to sign up. So you could have that as a perk. No membership required for our employee pricing. You want to be very creative on how you do it. And they have a lot of different colors here. But look, it doesn't matter because they're sold out of the sizes. So it's not really doing the customer any favor. But what can you write? All sizes restocked. They're literally telling you how you can beat them. Membership fees, sizes restocked, right? Because the chances are if this factory is sold out of this, another factory will make it or get it. And you just have to do a quality check. Guys, like I'm sort of motivated to have an apparel store now. And the reason I was talking about the URL is you don't want it to be very long. In this case, this was a Facebook actual post. This one just says fb.com, but it's really the shortened display link. So obviously when you click it, it doesn't go to facebook.com. It goes to their exact product that they're advertising. So it's very important to have a short URL, and in your page itself, the way that they've done it is very specific, right? Because they know the product based on their SKU. Color is this, they know the numbers, and then they know you're in the United States, so you can get a lot of stuff. But if you're doing this, and P is for product, but let's say you own Lululemon, and you're probably going to be running ads for, let's say, 10 different leggings, right? You can call this the high waist legging 1. And anybody who comes to this URL in your Shopify store, you'll know that this is the product that they're looking at. And the color doesn't matter at this point. You just want them to come to the page. There's a lot of cool, neat tricks for you to not really stress over Facebook if it stops tracking or if you don't know what's going on, because you can track the sessions manually if you know what you're looking for. So copywriting, add image, video, URL, we talked about pricing, we talked about how you can get ahead by talking about membership required, all sizes and stock. You can talk about secure shipping. You don't have to say fast shipping, you don't have to say overnight shipping. You can say free shipping, right? You want to have a formula here, so free shipping. You want to have a formula that you sort of unlock and follow. So what I like to do is I like to specify the reason why. Then what? So why is, you saw that other one, they were talking about holiday sale. You can just replace this with any holiday. Then what are you selling? High waist, comfy, flex, right? And then I like to have, I don't want to just say when, but when is, you saw the hurry, you saw the won't last, you saw all those fake urgency, right? But I like to say, you can't say it anymore, but you used to be able to say today. So maybe you can get away with saying today, but you could say a date. But if you put a date, you're going to have to go and replace it, right? So you could say 2/14. So buy Valentine's Day sale. What? Blah, blah, blah. Won't last. 14 sale ends. And then is there any limit, right? So you want to say how many you have left. If you don't have any of that, you could say restocked. You could say free shipping. There's a lot of different ways. And then number 5 is your call to action. This is where you're telling them to buy, click here. You're telling them whatever it is to get them to the next page to actually click that button. And you want to optimize for Shop Now on Facebook. So this was that for our mock store running down this. And when it comes to running your Facebook ads, and sorry, this got a little messy, huh? When it comes to running your Facebook ads, you have a full different setup here, but it's very universal, different than Google ads, but it's the same as Snapchat and I'm drawing a blank, TikTok and all that stuff. So you could run this on TikTok as well, but you can't do image ads. You're gonna have to do videos. You could get UGC videos, which is user-generated content from influencers, and you can sort of do that. All right, so when it comes to, so when it comes to Facebook ads, you have the campaign level, you have the interest, so ad set level, then you have the ad level, which is your creative. Let me minimize that running is cooperating today. So we have different types of Facebook ads. We have ABO, CBO. ABO is manual. You are manually adjusting the budget and applying it. CBO is automatic. It's grouped, a little bit easier, but have a sale, you might have to spend a lot of money to figure out how to get there. So on the campaign level, this is where you're going to have your, in my opinion, you should do it based on URL. So URL would be that specific product or collection page, whatever it may be. So if it's the yoga collection, right, you can have all your ads pointing to this URL. Then on the ad set level, and I'm going to sort of have to expand this. All right, on the ad set level, usually people say start with 5 and spend $200, and how they do that is they'll have like a $10 budget times 5 ad sets, and they'll let it run for a few days to optimize, right? So after 4 days, we're going to spend 200. I think if you're just starting out, I mean, and you can even do $1.50, right? But I think a $5 budget with 10 ad sets is better. This is something I've seen with my stores. And if you do it this way, you have more room to test and you won't run out of your budget quickly. And you could still spend the same 4 days. And what you're looking for here is interests that are not too large. So what I mean by that is on Facebook, you might have interest sizes that are 200 million, 300 million, is what the whole United States. And you might have interest sizes which are like 50,000, 100,000, which is too small. You want to sell anything, you don't want it to be too niche, you want it to be well liked. You want it to be set up in a way where if somebody buys today, somebody else will buy tomorrow, right? If they don't buy again. You want it to be very big audience size. I think when you're just starting and you're trying to figure it out, you should either pick an audience size which is 1 to 5 million. I think that would be fair. And if you type in, let's say, yoga pants, right? If you type in yoga pants and your audience size is 90 million, because a lot of people like yoga pants these days. It's comfortable. They don't even go to yoga, they just wear it just because. You can narrow it down. So you could do yoga, and you can do, I think, detailed targeting. So it would be yoga, and it must match. Let's say if you do Lululemon, it's going to be pretty big. So it would be yoga plus what are some things that women like? What are your clients? Not your clients. What are your customers like? So it's not, you don't want to just say they like sewing, right? You don't want to just say they like vacuuming. That's sort of messed up. Obviously, everybody likes cooking and food. Everyone likes Netflix. You want to think of some gender specific either activity or magazine. So one big thing that comes to mind is like Women's Health magazine. So you might put these two together and you might have a lower audience size, right? Now you want to keep doing this until you have 10. And you want to try it on the $5 budget. And I'll tell you what to do next. And to set that up, A lot of people do Advantage Plus, which is Facebook's new version of, hey, it's automatic, let me take care of it. I'll show it in the in-app newsfeed, I'll put it in the in-stream videos, put it when people are at the marketplace. I don't like to do that on a $5 budget. I want to get my results as soon as possible. So what I'll do is manual placement. Maybe I should just go into an ad account. Manual placement, and then you're probably just going to do two things. So Facebook feed, Facebook IG feed, and Facebook IG stories. This is the quickest way to spend the least amount of money and get the data you're looking for. Oh my god. No. You guys know what I'm doing. Oh, well, it's not. There we go. Just wanted to type in story. Story or stories. All right, cool. So that was the ad set level. Simple, right? You're thinking like marketer. Who would be most likely to buy this today? Not somebody who likes it and will buy it next month, right? Who would buy it today? Who would be my ideal customer? So that's what these ad sets are all about. So let me do this. I can't. I never do it under pressure here. All right. Let's talk about the ad level. Let's delete it. So this is pretty important too, because this is what makes you, this is what gets the customer's interest at the end of the day. It's the product, right? Not just the text of it. So if you're doing image ads, in this situation, we're doing image ads, you don't want to test 1 or 2 or 3, right? You have 10 different ad sets. Each one you can test 4 to 5 images if you want. You could get 50 images, and it doesn't mean that you have to go out there and take a photo shoot. You could literally, this is one image, this is one image, this is one image, this is one image, you know what I mean? And you could take 4 of these in different styles and put it in different ad sets, name them, 1 to 50 or whatever it may be, right? If there's a video, use the video and have a separate ad set. I don't like to put the videos and images in the same ad set because it gets tough when you're trying to scale. I like to keep them separate, but in terms of testing, no problem with it. So I would say for your image ads, in this case, because that was a great landing page, you had all these images there, right? So I would probably do 10 ad sets with 4 to 5 images each. All right, so you did your copywriting, your ad image, your URL and your landing page, and the checkout is fine, the free shipping is there, you don't have any problems, you did a test, and you have a reason for your sale. There's Valentine's Day, you know what you're selling, which is the high waist comfy, whatever, 25-inch yoga pants. You have your urgency that it won't last, there's an end date to the sale, you mentioned that it's restocked. You could say it was a bestseller, you could say whatever it is that, the sizes are back in stock. Have your free shipping, so there's no hesitation there, and you have your call to action, which is also the when, which is the hurry, won't last, whatever your call to action could be, buy now or click shop now. Sometimes they don't like you saying that, but you could say browse collection. There's a lot of call to actions, right? So you have all that. You did your campaign, you named it your yoga collection, and you have one URL that that all your ads are going to point to at the end of the day. That's where you're going to track it, that URL at the end of the day. So then you did your ad set level, which you're doing your $5 per ad set, 10 ad sets individually. So it could be Lululemon, women's health, it could be gardening and running, right? And you don't even have to narrow down the gender, because on Facebook you can do male and female. Eventually the pixel will learn that, hey, females are typically the ones clicking and browsing, right? So then we're down to the ad level images, which 10 ad sets, 4 to 5 images each. And you schedule them and you go to sleep. And the way you schedule it is, some people like to do 12 a.m. If you're on the East Coast, you do PST. So from 12 a.m. PST to 11:59, what's it dollars? Typically, this is how it spends. There's some shortcuts too. So if you wanted to spend faster, you could skip that. You could set it up at a time where people actually may buy. Could be 8 a.m. I don't recommend this on $5. You could do 8 a.m. and then you could check your data by obviously you're going to check it throughout the day. You're excited, right? You're going to check it at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. You're like, why don't I have sales, right? Hopefully you have sales, but you'll probably want to turn them off earlier, but let's say 9 p.m. Don't buy by 9 p.m. Probably need to go back to the drawing board, right? So you would spend that budget in a more concentrated time frame, and you wouldn't spend all of it because you're cutting it off a few hours before it should turn off. But instead of $5, it may spend $4.50 or something like that, right? It's not really a big deal, but if you're short on cash, this will be a game changer for you. So don't do the whole 12 to 12 and wait for it. I don't know what that was. So reading your results. This is very important, and this will tell you where you need to focus. You have a few different suggestions. So Facebook ads has a column called performance and clicks. This is very important because it selects and shows you some data that you want to see. You have CPC, which is cost per click. You have your, I'll just read CPC, cost per click. You have your CPM, which is your impressions per 1,000 views, or I guess impressions, right? And for this, you're probably gonna have like maybe a 30 to 40, sometimes $50 CPM. So for every 1,000 people that see it, it's gonna cost you about $50. So if you have a $5 budget, you're probably gonna only show to like 100 people or something like that. So your CPC, cost per click, your CPM, you have your CTR. This is your click-through rate. This is the percentage that people actually click on your ad and go to your landing page, right? And then after that, you can set it up to look at obviously purchases. We'll call this CPA, cost per action, cost per acquisition, whatever you want to call it. I wouldn't say cost per action. Actually, action could be anything. So this could be your sales, and then you have your add to cart. And some people look at other things too, your return on ad spend and some other metrics, which is highly important when you're actually getting sales here. You'll see your actual budget, what you sent, which is going to be the $5. You'll see how much it's spent, amount spent, very important too. And in my opinion, the way that this should be taken a look at is you're investigating, right? The way you want to look at this is if you get 0 clicks and your CPM is good, like, I don't know, when I say good, it's like $15 to $30. In that case, you should probably get a click, right? CTR then is 0, this is 0, this is 0, this becomes $5. You probably have a decent graphic, but you have bad copywriting, or you have something that doesn't look legitimate to the customer. And maybe you could say your graphic is good. Actually, I wouldn't even say your graphic is good, because sometimes your graphic should have that urgency. You could have a percentage off on there. You could mention the holiday. You could mention reason for or like the when the sale will end, stuff like that, and to hurry in. So maybe we can even say that the graphic is an issue here and your copywriting, right? So let's give another scenario. So in that case, fix your copywriting and fix your graphic. One thing that I've seen lately is people start framing. They'll put a frame around the image here. So it's not just this, but I mean, simple enough. It works for these guys. Might work. You could zoom in and have different shots. I don't want to show too much skin on Facebook. You might get flagged, especially for women's apparel. But you know, you want to try different shots and see what actually works. And this is influencer collaborations. So let's do another scenario where your CPC, you actually get a couple clicks, becomes $1.49. CPM, let's say, is $20. This is actually, so use the drawing. This becomes $1.49. This becomes $15. Your CTR becomes, what am I doing? CTR becomes, let's say, 2%. Click through, people actually click go type. This is 0. You actually do get an add to cart, but it costs you the full $4.50 before you cut it off. So based on this cost per click, you got $1.49. So about 4 people clicked. From those 4 people had a very low CTR, because this is based on the CPM, based on the impressions of people who actually went through. So you see that it has potential, and your total amount spent here, let's say it was $5. What I would do here is take a look at, for that add to cart, and the amount. By the way, add to cart has 2 portions. It says how much the cost was, and then how many people actually went to it. So, and that's 2 columns from what I remember. So you probably will see that it had 3 add to carts. And you had a decent CTR for what it was, and you're not getting sales. In that case, you have to look at your landing page. And this discovery mode, where you're trying to be, now you're investigating your own store. Why didn't people click on my ad? Why didn't people check out? And then why didn't people even click add to cart? You know what I mean? So in this case, they did add to cart, but they're not checking out. So you have to look at your items. Did I seem trustworthy? Well, it was enough to go to the add to cart. Did I have anything in my checkout or anything that would turn off the customer that I am not trustworthy? Did I mention any disclaimer that would give them reasons not to buy? Did I have a situation where they tried to check out and they couldn't? There was a zone issue with the country. They could be from a different country, right? But in this case, you want to make sure that you're targeting United States to be safe, right? It could be indicator that your price is too high and you should be thinking, wow, this is so cheap. It's 2 for $24. Why would my price be too high? Well, maybe they weren't considering spending $20, 9 p.m. at night on Facebook. So you need to have some sort of urgency in your cart. Maybe it would say you've reserved these items. Maybe it'll say, deal ends today, deal ends in 1 hour, forever, whatever, some extreme thing. If you were in a reverse situation where you had no clicks, which we discussed, probably your copywriting and your image was bad, right? It has nothing to do with the landing page. So these things right here, the CPC, the CPM, CTR, these have nothing to do with your landing page. It has everything to do with the product, so the style of it, maybe the color, style, all that. If you disclosed any information that they don't like, so shipping is free after $35 spend or something like that, they may not like that. Maybe you had a product that wasn't named properly. You were calling it whatever this was, high waist legging pockets fitness bottom. It's not branded, right? Americans like brands, right? They like to feel like what they have is going to make them feel popular, and that it won't rip up one time in the wash. It won't fade, all these things. You want to make it seem premium. So these three things is going to be just the ad level. Your CPA, your add to cart, and some other metrics when you're looking at the account are indicators of your landing page and your actual offer when they're checking out. So if you're showing a product that's not even on your landing page or even in your collection, or if it's too hard or too many steps to get there, they're probably not going to check out, right? So what I would recommend is try to stick to a few select products, keep it in a small collection, have staggering prices, or if you want to try all the prices and have like a banner that says, whatever the holiday is, try that out, and keep low budget. So you don't want to do $10, $20 ad sets your first time because you're going to run out of money pretty quick. So yeah, having said that, if this was too complicated or you need to go back or you need to get some more information before you go over this and try to do it yourself, totally fine. No problem with that. There are shortcuts in life. Remember in the beginning I said you can either have a lot of time, you can learn it, have a lot of money that you can pay for it, right? You can pay somebody to do it for you. Or you could have some skills and hopefully also have some time, also have some money to be able to manage it or to be able to step in when needed if somebody fakes on you or somebody doesn't know what they're doing, right? And you need to just fix it. So having said that, we looked at PiPiAds. We decided to go yoga pants just because I wasn't even looking at the products here. I found the product on AliExpress. If you did get sales, you would place the order here and then you would put a note to the seller and let them know that this is dropshipping and to not put any mention of the price, like actual price paid or whatever it may be. This is a sort of like an older way of doing it. People don't even shop here anymore. They might go on CJ dropshipping. If they want US stuff, there's a lot of different. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is Upwork. On Upwork, you can find people who can do the sales and marketing for you. So let's do Facebook ads. And you can limit it based on location. You can do United States. If you do that, the price is a little bit higher per hour. So $50 an hour, $175, $22, right? If you don't limit it, and it's any location, you could do a lower hourly rate. You could do like 10 to 30. And realistically, especially for your type of store setting it up, maybe the first time will take 4 or 5 hours to get things right. But it's really not going to take 8 hours a day, in my opinion. Only the first few days, if you're really trying to figure it out and be very diligent. But besides that, so $15 here, you're probably going to find cheaper too, right? Let's say you find somebody $10, $15, hire them. So that's one shortcut. This guy's a PPC. I should have been specific. I write Facebook ads. I think I did. They also do Google ads. So in my opinion, you want to look at their portfolio. You want to see what they've done. Just because they send a screenshot or show you a screenshot that they did 100,000, a million, it doesn't mean anything. It could have been added to an existing store. Looked at that account, went to the history, took a screenshot, claimed it as them. I don't think everyone's like that, but there are some people who got really lucky. They got thrown into a replacement job. So somebody was running the ads before they left for either another type of job or their own thing, or they gave up completely, had a family crisis, whatever. So another person comes in and they take over somebody who's already done the research, did the product testing, did the budget and all that stuff. So that's one shortcut if you don't want to learn how to do the ads. When it comes to the copywriting, or it comes to creating the landing page, images, cross-sales, bundling, post-sales, if you're not a website person, if you don't have the time to go through all these tutorials and figure it out and buy the themes, there is a shortcut. This is the most popular one that everyone talks about. It's Fiverr. Fortunately, unless you spend a lot of money, or people who actually care about their reputation, with they're pro sellers, they're really rated, you're probably not going to get the best person. But to get started, let's say athletic Shopify store. I don't know if that's even going to bring up anything. Oh, design your yoga shop. Print on demand. Print on demand is a great thing as well. It's products already sourced. You just have a little premium that you pay everyone that you send out. This one says $80. So for $80, you would get probably 20 hours of your life back. I think that's worth it, right? But this one also does the product upload, customized premium theme. They probably stole that theme, so don't. And if they did steal it, if you don't have proof that they bought it legally or whatever it is, Shopify may close down your store in the future if you start scaling pretty hard. Scaling as in more ads. This one does the email automation, landing page. You don't need that right now. If I was you, I'd probably go with the standard, but you could find so many people who do this. This looks very bad, right? This looks like they made it in Microsoft Excel. I'm sorry, Microsoft Word. These are like the worst pictures I've ever seen. If you do buy anything, and they just did buy anything, always message them. Say, please give me example of, don't even negotiate pricing. It doesn't matter if they give this to you for $75 even. You want to see, what does that store look that they built? Give me example of that store. If they say I can't because of secrecy, whatever, tell them to send you a screenshot without the URL or without the logo or whatever it is, right? You want to see specifically what does that product landing page look like. The page is not a big deal in my opinion. The landing page, what does the landing page look like? How do they optimize it? And there's a lot of tips and tricks there. So those were two things. You could also go on Upwork if you wanted to do this with a virtual assistant. And you could just type in Shopify because it's so popular. You could find somebody who could help you get to the next step. So the reason I typed in Shopify is they have some previous experience, hopefully with somebody else who either closed down their store, which doesn't always mean that they failed. I mean, technically they stopped, right? So maybe they had a payment processor issue. I'm just giving benefit of the doubt. Payment processor issue, they couldn't keep up with their bills. It could be that the emergency, all these things, right? So you can find people $10, $12, you can find people $5, $4 even. And what you want them to do is sort of organize your strategy here. So if you went through all these steps, your virtual assistant can understand all these on your behalf. They can take the time to learn and come back with recommendations based on what they saw. You could even be the one in charge of finding you the right Fiverr link, the right seller, and then giving them permission to the store as a collaborator and creating it, and then giving the Facebook Ads Manager, maybe not admin access, but what it called the other one, not admin access, but editor access for your ads, and getting those set up. And then in the future, if you need, you could also get a customer service. The virtual assistant may do that too, but customer service agents are fairly cheap. It's a very easy thing to do in terms of monitoring the inbox of people saying, where's my order? Or I don't like my order, I want a refund, or I want to exchange for devices. So there's a lot of different options here. And I think that's pretty much everything I wanted to discuss. And we talked about all these things to get started. So this was just one example. If you have a passion, it's a women's beauty, you want to sell like an eyebrow stamp, all that stuff, or you know that you want to get into commerce and you don't know where to start, there's a few sites that, one is Google Trends. This would, you need to sort of go further in, but like, let's say the last few months, you could have been selling apparel for the World Cup, right? Specifically soccer. Super Bowl's coming up, you're probably going to miss out on this, but American football right now is trending, right? Google Trends here, you could find a lot of things that are doing well. Let's say you wanted to get into, I don't know, supplements. So it's been pretty steady. And then it'll even be further down. I think of Liver King here, liver food, right? If you want to get into any type of, let's say, apparel, I might even tell you the type. That's the actual company, right? This is Lululemon. We just talked about that. Specifically college, which is interesting. Stranger Things just came back, right? New season. I don't know. I'm just saying that, repeating myself. Washington Commanders were in the news a lot, and they're the second biggest NFL team, right? So these are giving you ideas, like maybe I want to be niche or athletics, but for NFL, right? And then there's ways to get licensed. So this was one. Another one is exploding topics. And this gives you ideas of what's been trending. So if you want to do the past 3 months to sort of get ahead of the curve, and if you want to stick to, let's say, beauty, like I said, you liked beauty, you're looking for something that is not necessarily a brand, but a product. So this looks like both. Your cream plus, can't trick me, I'm just going to do this. Yeah. Oh no, but I have to go back here. Just looking for something that makes sense. Rosemary oil has been growing, pretty interesting. And it goes for hair care, peptide lip treatment. There's a lot of things that you could find here. And if this doesn't work out, you can go on PiPiAds. PiPiAds doesn't work out, you can look at some big competitors. So in beauty, you think of like Sephora, right? On their page, and you can check out their ads as well, specifically their ads. And you try to see, okay, who are they advertising right now? Selling at Sephora, which is interesting. Multi-peptide, we just saw that word, right? Peptide, lash and brow serum. This might be something that you could probably find. But if you do buy it from overseas, you want to make sure the shipping, the actual formula, everything is tested. A good factory. There's a little bit extra steps there. You don't want to have any lawsuits. You don't want to have anybody complaining. So yeah, you could do a lot of research based on small little steps. And then the reason I said their homepage as opposed to just their ads, because they usually feature what they want to sell. It could be something they want to get rid of, or something that they just got and it's trending and they want to be ahead of the curve, right? Well, in this case, they have a lot of options to choose from. They have their own. I see a face mask is something that's trending based on their page. I also see that they have a lot of dry shampoos. So in this case, it's going to be harder to do that. Bath bomb may be easier, and lashes are always trending too, right? So this could be something that you even upsell for your yoga pants store, as an example. So that's pretty much about it. I didn't go into details on the Facebook ads because starting out, you probably don't want to focus on that. You want to test it and make sure there's market acceptance, but understanding what a good ad copy looks like, what a good landing page, satisfactory landing page, doesn't need to be even good actually. A satisfactory ad image and description, and call to action. I think those things are a lot more important. And the reason they say passion is not because you're just excited about showing it off and posting it on Instagram. Look what I'm selling, look what I'm selling. Passion part is when you're not getting sales, or when you dump too much money, or funding dies down, or you need to reallocate funds and you need to keep going. Passion is what helps you get to the next step. You go out there and you figure it out. You find that co-founder, or you find that next ads buyer, or you learn how to do it on your free time, or you go and you to trade shows, or whatever it is to make that deal happen. So at the end of the day, passion is what keeps the dream alive. But I think learning could be in any category. I feel like I could sell anything, right? And I think once you feel like you can do that, you can then focus on your passion. Hopefully with some money stacked up, you could fund it without needing to bootstrap, and you could see some quick traction in the market with much higher ad spend. $10 ad sets, $50 ad sets, $200 ad sets starting out, as opposed to the $5 or $10. And the strategy would be a little bit different because you might be able to buy in advance if you have some market action. So if you know you're getting 10 sales a day, you might buy 100, 200, 1,000 up front, assuming it's not a bunch of different sizes and SKUs and all that stuff. But yeah, that's pretty much it. This was my video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you liked it, please give me a like, put a comment, subscribe, share this video, and let me know what you want me to cover next or go into details. Thank you so much. See you guys soon.